Okay, welcome back to the channel. Fix It Maker here. It's Ollie. I said on my last video for this heater I was going to I wasn't quite finished with it yet, and I was going to do some alterations to it. And well, it's been a year since I've done a video, so I've not really used it much. I've been busy at work, and as you can see, I have no space at all. I've been doing loads of repairs, and I just haven't had time to do it. So, well, here we go anyway. So these are the amendments I'm going to make. Right, it's been running for about 8 hours now. Well, it's been running for about 6 hours on 125, 127. It was running last year on about 185 degrees. But even that was still too warm in here, mainly because I'm getting radiant heat from the main burner below. That's going to be changed. The main burner now is going to go inside, and obviously people have wrote in and said, or made comments to say that this bit here wasn't a very good idea, which is absolutely right. It's not very safe, it's not secure. People were saying, why don't you put some bolts there underneath to hold the pan up and what have you, but because I knew I was going to make some changes to it, I didn't want to do that, you see. But now I've got a rough idea where I'm going to be going with it, which I'm going to go through that with you now. That's why I've not actually done anything with that under there, but yeah, everybody's quite right, it is a bit ropey. Today I actually managed to nearly get a blue flame, and that's what I've been aiming for. If you just take a look in there now, it's only just, you can see it's a almost blue flame, and I'm quite happy with that. I can get it better, I think, if I move the pot inside. This is the drip I've got at the moment. Okay, and that's been running like that for about probably past 8.5 hours now. I'm not sure where you can see there, but you can just see 2 lines there above the oil level. It's only a small tank, but that's what I've used in 8.5 hours. It's the second line down I started with, so I don't know what that is, probably 1.5 litres, something like that, if that. But there we go. But with the main burner now underneath, going inside, all this lot here, the tank, that's going to be raised, the pump's going to have to be moved up in the air, because obviously the pipe is going to have to come in up here somewhere, and also I'm going to increase the angle on this as well, because the greater the fall, the quicker everything's going to happen when you're first firing it up. You're not going to get any blowbacks from the fan, from the little fan there. And as soon as you turn the valve on, you obviously put your propellant in the main burner, you light it, you shut the door, you turn the fan on, and then you wait for the main burner to get hot enough so it can combust the oil. Well, if that fall on this pipe is going to be greater, then from when you first turn your drip valve on, then things are going to happen a hell of a lot quicker. So let's see. Also, I'm going to be, when I put this inside the gas bottle, I'm going to put it on like a small stainless steel frame, just to keep it off the bottom here. I don't want this, like when it's first trying to get up to temperature, I don't want this drawing the heat away from the bottom of the bowl, you see. So I'm just going to build a small little frame on that and sit the bowl inside that, so there's less surface area for the bowl to be touching and the heat to get dissipated through the bottom of this here. So also I've got like a bit of stove rope in there, because all the heat resistant fillers all gone to powder now and fell off. So I'll be putting some proper unions in there, or up here and capping this off when I come to put the new fuel and air line in. Obviously this is my secondary burn system. That was installed because it was supposed to be a multi-fuel burner. Supposed to burn wood, solid fuel like wood and stuff like that in it, but the oil's that good, and it's of no intentions of burning wood in it now. I have used it to burn cardboard and stuff. That's just some of the stuff that was left over from Christmas, all the packaging and cardboard and what have you, and wrapping paper. So I burnt all that in there over the Christmas period. I'm going to be changing this pipe here, this pipe here to the oil pump. That came with the pump, and it's not very good. You know, the threads are very slack. I mean, there is thread tape on them, but they're still leaking, as you can see. You know, there's bits of oil there. I need to make a repair to this pump, because obviously when I made this bracket myself to mount it on the wall, and I don't think the O-ring inside is sat quite properly in there, so there's a little bit of leaking coming from that as well. So yeah, I think if I put that burner inside, I can reduce the size of the pot. It's also going to have a lid on it. I'll be also being able to slow that drip down, obviously, and slow the fan down. So I'll be putting the speed controller on that fan. It's only a little tiny thing, that is. I think it's out of a battery charger, but I've seen these exact same fans on the internet. 12 volts they are. You know, they use them for cooling computers and all sorts, and battery chargers, what have you. So there'll be a speed controller on that, because if I reduce the size of the main burner, then I want to slow the oil down, then I'll have to slow the speed of the fan down, because, like I say, I'm running at what, 125 at the moment, and if you have a look over here at the other side of the workshop, you know, we're on 18 degrees, you know, and that's plenty in here. You know, it's well warm enough, easy, you know. So when I mentioned this secondary burn system, that gets, the air comes in here, cold air gets pulled in here, it goes along the top of the bottle, and it comes down, and it goes just above the main burner. Now, any unburned gases or anything like that coming from the oil gets recombusted. Well, it helps anyway, you know, just to give it a bit more of an efficient burn. So I'm going to be putting two of them in. I'm going to be putting one each side, and I'm thinking about piping them outside, you know, bringing them straight through the wall here, both sides, two separate pipes. I'm going to go a bit bigger than that. That's about 22mm. I think I might go to something like 1.25 inches with them, and I'll do the same again. Come across the top of the bottle, down, and they are going to bend and just sit just where the top of the main burner is. So as the flames come out, I am toying on the fact of going to the scrapyard and see if I can get you like a circular pipe to sit me pan in. If I can get something like that, drill a load of holes in it, and then what I'll do is then I'll weld a couple of pieces of pipe off that and bring them up and fix them to these and straight out, and just give me secondary air. But it'll get when it gets pulled in, you see, it'll get superheated down, and it'll just give me a better combustion, you see. So that's the plan with this anyway. I would like a bigger viewing glass if I can, but I'm not too sure about that yet. I'd have to get another door, which we've got plenty of gas bottles outside, same size, so we can cut a new door, make a better catch on it for this here, for closing it. But yeah, they're the upgrades I'm going to be doing. Now, there's a guy called Jack Tyrrell who uploaded a video the other day. He's actually he's converted his wood burner stove into a waste oil stove, and he's got exactly the same setup as I have. He's got a slightly bigger fan, but all this bit here, it's all the same, with his supply tank, the lot above. Now he's done that. You need to have a look at that video. I've put a link in the description below, so if you just click on show more, then you'll get a link to his video. But that's a must see. That is, you must watch that video, because he's done a really good job there. He's got an IBC outside and everything. You know, he's not just done it by halves. He wants this thing to work. So we've been emailing each other over the last few days on that. So basically, he had a few problems. His pipe here coming in was a little bit shallower than mine. His bowl doesn't come underneath. His goes straight inside to his stove. So it made his pipe a little bit not as steep as this, come across here somewhere like that. Well, now he's got it really coming down. He's got some really good flow in it now, which I'm going to do the same. I'm going to copy his idea. He's copied mine. Now I'm copying some of his ideas. It's a good thing about YouTube anyway. But they're the amendments I'm going to be making to this. And if I just show you inside, I've been messing about with it today, trying to get this blue flame. Now, all I've done is I've got some stainless steel straps, and I've just actually placed them over the hole, over the main burner, which you'll see now, and that's containing the heat inside the burner and getting it hotter. and that flame there now. See, if I moved, oh, it's hot. If I moved them stainless steel straps there covering that hole, this pipe on the left, which is flattened off, which is joined to there, that's the secondary air intake pipe. You will see the flames surrounding that, and the air actually ignite, the hot air igniting the flames, but it's not doing it now because all the combustion's going on in the pot below. So this is what I tried first today. I thought I'd do that first just to make sure that what I'm doing is will work, which obviously it does, and I'll get this pot built up inside, get a more secondary combustion going on there, and I'll be able to run it a hell of a lot more efficient. So don't forget to subscribe, and if you've got any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. But just one more thing as well, if you are going to build one of these yourself, you know, feel free to make a comment. Sometimes it takes me a week or so to get back because I might be busy, but I will get back to you eventually. I'll go on about the fan. This fan is 12 volts. It's 0.18 amps, which is 180 milliamps. But all that information to your fan will be there when you come to order off Amazon or wherever you go to get it. If you are going to ask me any questions, if you are going to build something like this, or you are converting a stove, don't just ask me a question, because you know your floor space or the area you're trying to heat up is very important. You know, I can base everything I know on the space I've got here, and to be honest, this thing would actually heat a space double the size of what I've got here, and this is what, about 13 by 14 inside. Obviously, you know, if you are going to ask me questions, you know, do a measurement of the room and the height of your ceilings, you know, so you need 3 measurements there: the length, the width and the height. Multiply them together and you give us your area of the room you're trying to heat. So just give us you know, as much information when you ask your questions, you know, and make it easy for me to answer them correctly then, you see. So but there you have it. I will say, if you are going to build this, it's get your supply tank outside. This is obviously your header tank, this one here, but get your main supply tank outside. Build yourself a filter big enough, and sit that on top of your main supply tank, so that the outlet tube goes straight into the tank. And all you need to do is, if you choose a filter tank that is big enough to hold, you know, the drum of oil that you're going to be picking up from wherever you get your waste oil from, make sure it can hold that. And all you have to do then is dump it in your filter, put the lid back on your filter and walk away from it. You don't have to stand and watch it there filtering away. You know, the slower the better. You know, if you can build your filter to filter slowly, you know, obviously it's going to get more sediment out, which is going to stop any clogging up in your drip valve. You know, I mean, this is just a normal stop valve off a water main, you know, so and that's not, I mean, that's been in 3 years now and it's never clogged up once, you know, still dripping away. So, but that's because, you know, I've built a proper filter outside. So there you have it. And also, if you are going to get a fan, and let's say your fan's something like 0.2 of an amp, which is 200 milliamps, you know, your supply, if you get something like a mobile phone charger or a, you know, a battery drill charger to actually feed the fan, make sure that the details in here are more than what the fan requires. So if you've got a fan that's 0.2 of an amp or 200 milliamps, you know, make sure you go for a supply unit here for about 250 minimum. You know, you don't want to be touching cloth with the overload on that, you see. So I mean, people have been asking also about this thing here. This is a 4-digit LED display. I got it from China. I can't remember where. People have asked and I can't find it now. On, I think it was either Banggood or Alibaba or something. I don't know. But it came with this temperature probe here. You know, it's called a K-type. This K-type temperature probe. and that's compatible with this unit here. So if you are going to buy a similar setup to that, make sure they're both, the display and the probe, are compatible with each other, you know. So all right then, well, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated when I come to do me when I come to change everything, and I'll upload another video. But don't forget to subscribe, and then you'll get notified when the video comes up. Cheers, thanks for watching.